It's alive! It's alive! It's alive! I want to play a game.
Hello and welcome to the Sounds from the Grave podcast. My name is Yussef.
And my name is Vania.
And Vania, do you know what day it is?
It's Garbage Day.
That's right. It's Garbage Day.
So today we have a special episode for you guys as we're talking a lot of Christmas stuff, especially having to do with horror. I know that we have been very silent for like almost 2 months now, and we deeply apologize for that. I have been busy with school, and since I graduated, yay me, but let's not do that celebration real quick. And also, like, what have you been up to, Yussef?
I've been super busy with work. I took a vacation where I went to see some family in my hometown, so I was away from my computer. I was away from Twitter and like Instagram for a bit. And I just recently celebrated a birthday, so a lot of things going on in like November and December, so it's just like hard to get everything back to the way it used to be in terms of scheduling. But yeah.
So he's old, supposedly, according to him.
I say I'm old,
26
yes.
is old.
I'm 26, yes. That is, for me, that's old. Because I'm old.
Big whoop. I'm going to be 25 next month.
Okay, there you go.
Jesus. Or build a bridge, crash a car, and then go into the other side of the underworld, Beetlejuice style,
There you go.
Yep.
Yeah. So one of the things that we were kind of discussing when it came to this episode was we were thinking what would be some good gift ideas for the holidays, for the horror nerds in your life, or even to gift yourself, because you got to treat yourself every once in a while. So
it's always good to have that self-care, especially for you guys who deeply believe in retail therapy. I know I do. I have gone into too much of a retail therapy this year, especially after this unprecedented year. But let's not talk about the negative. Let's talk about the positive.
Correct. Which is, we did get some, outside of all the mess and crap that was this year, we still got a lot of really good things, with still getting that little bit of Horror Nights, Universal going all out with the Christmas tribute store as well, which I loved. It was beautiful. It was adorable.
You went to the Universal?
Yes. I went like right before I went on vacation.
Oh, well.
Yeah, and it was, I literally went for like...
Wow. Jonathan, Christy, you hear that? You hear that? Shout out to them, by the way.
Gotta love them. Buscola Cult for life.
Yeah. So Universal has been doing their holiday celebration, not like we used to know it, which is with the Macy's not Thanksgiving parade, kind of like their Thanksgiving parade, but it's actually like their holiday parade. Sorry, my bad.
Yeah.
It's actually called like a little holiday. It's kind of like a holiday exposition where they have all their balloon floats in one place, and you get to take pictures with them. Sometimes there's characters there, so it's really amazing. It's beautiful. And if you guys haven't seen my video, which holy crap, guys, that video is only getting 300 views. So thank you for the HHN.
Please watch it, and if anything, I'll also leave a link to that in the description too, so you guys can watch it if you haven't yet. Please watch it. It's really good.
Yeah, so I cried when I saw that display, and you guys will see me tearing up in that video. And also the fact that the tribute store is really beautiful. And they also have the Earl the Squirrel, which has become their own little fandom. And
it's so cute.
Actually did like a fan cam of Earl the Squirrel, which I loved. And for his like little eggnog segment. Oh, it was so great. I love
That's
that
awesome.
segment.
That's really cool.
But yeah, it's just a lot going on in Universal. I mean, definitely not what we're used to, especially with the Grinchmas show not also happening. So, but then you can also still meet the Grinch, interact with them, and interact with some of the Who's in the Dr. Seuss land, or in Whoville, you might call it. So you can still catch some of those characters until January.
There you go. As long as it's not like the Matthew Morrison version of the Grinch, I'll be okay with it. Just because dear
Yeah,
God, what were they thinking?
yeah,
Because oh my
exactly.
God, jeez.
It's not
No,
great, but
let's not get into that. I don't
is
even
that the
want
musical
to. That like TV musical that they made where he's like dressed up like a cowboy or something, and it's just
one? Yeah, I still
oof.
haven't seen it yet. I need to try and find.
Don't.
If you guys know where I can find it, please link it to me. I want to be scarred
Oh
too.
man, it might be on Hulu. I think I don't know. I don't really want to watch it again. I
I
watched it
love
once. I'm
my
like I don't
subscription
need
on Hulu though. It's just
to. But
I'm losing RuPaul right now. Like I could be watching RuPaul, but I'm also like watching like holiday films right now in my screen. I'm watching Polar Express, and it's like paused in the one area where they're like getting almost like in the train, with their scary faces, like oh crap, you know.
oh yeah,
I
you know what's really funny? The other day, I actually
with that.
managed to trick a friend of mine because I told them it's like, oh, you know that I was in Polar Express, and they're like, what? Like, yeah, I was like one of the kids on Polar Express, and they were like, no, like send me a picture of like the scene you were in, and I sent them a picture of that one kid with the glasses, that
Uh,
one weird kid.
wait, but like, was he that one or no? It was somebody else.
No, I was just joking. I was saying that I was in the movie, and then like I sent somebody a picture of that saying that was me in the movie.
Oh my god, I like the kid
Because
that
why
goes
not?
like the little like really weird like
Yeah.
high pitches. I was like, oh, okay, hi.
Yeah, that whole movie's just weird. It's just so strange. Like the whole Uncanny Valley thing, where like they look realistic, but they also look like video game characters.
Yeah, I mean, for sure, when that movie first came out, it
Yeah.
definitely freaked me out. But like, the more I watched it, the more I appreciate it. It's become like a Christmas
Hmm.
tradition, at least for me. Besides How the Grinch Stole Christmas with the Jim Carrey version, but I also watched the animated one too. So that's
I've
also another
always
classic.
yeah, because I've always been a Home Alone 2 kid, and I was also a Christmas Vacation kid. I'm an honorary Griswold at this point. Is all time favorite Christmas movie.
So never have I ever watched the Christmas Vacation.
That needs to change.
I
That's
was
gonna
talking to
change.
my friend about that. I was like, you know what's the movie everybody watches, but I've never seen? It's like The Christmas Vacation. And she's like, me too. And I'm like, but why does everybody watch it? I don't
Because
understand.
it's really really funny. It's essentially a Christmas dad joke movie.
Oh, Jesus.
That's what it is.
Well, I'm gonna have to check it
But
out before the Christmas season is over for sure.
yeah, definitely do. But anyway, moving
Yes,
on
sidetrack.
from our whole Christmas movie sidetrack there, we're still talking holidays and such, though we had a small list of things that you could get for the horror nerds in your life, or things you can get yourself if you're a fellow horror nerd, which I'm assuming you will be if you are listening to the podcast,
I hope so.
but you better be. Anyway.
I feel bad for
So,
those who are watching us on YouTube because
because I
we're
have to
doing
deal with
silly faces
my
left and
insanity.
right. So
Yeah. Yeah, because I constantly look like an insane person, but oh well, that's just me.
I'm also inappropriately doing faces. At least I try not to, but I can't help it sometimes.
We just can't help it.
All right.
But
Anyway,
yeah, let's get on to our list. So the first thing that we wanted to bring up was um, for those horror people in your life that love music, they love soundtracks, and they're also record or vinyl collectors. You can never go wrong with Waxwork Records. Like
yeah, I've never
these,
actually heard of like waxwork records until like Yussef pointed me in that direction and practically ruined my wallet. But go on.
yeah, Waxwork will definitely do that. They're not super expensive. They're like their records are usually like in the $35 to maybe $50 range. And like, do you think it's a little bit steep for just a record? But the people at Waxwork really go all out in like terms of the packaging. Like they usually have original art like drawn on. The vinyls are usually colored discs. The liner notes are pretty interesting. Like I purchased the Devil's Rejects trilogy, and all three of those had liner notes of interviews with Rob Zombie about like talking behind the scenes stuff with the movie and like music selection for the movie and like how that impacted certain scenes and stuff. So they definitely go all out, and they're constantly releasing a bunch of new stuff. think their most recent one that I think both of us actually got is the Bride of Frankenstein soundtrack, which is
Absolutely
just
gorgeous.
beautiful. Yeah, it's a beautiful soundtrack. And uh, if you're looking to kind of do that whole thing of the gift that keeps on giving, they just announced that they're doing a subscription service. And it's a little, it's a little pricey. It's $250, but if you buy it for yourself or whoever you're buying it for, it does sign them up to get a year's worth of all of the Waxwork releases, which is usually about 6 or 7 records in a year, sometimes more. And you get like little tidbits, like you get bags, shirts, stickers, hats, even like variant versions of the vinyls, like different colors and everything like that, like just for being a subscription member. So it's definitely worth
That's
it.
really cool.
And another thing too, if you guys are watching it on YouTube, I'll leave a link to their website down below too, so you can check it out and see all the cool stuff that they have to offer.
Yeah, I definitely would go back to them to buy more vinyls, especially after that gorgeous cap packaging of Bride of Frankenstein. They do it with so much care that nothing gets damaged. So
Yeah,
if you guys are worried about the art getting damaged, like they literally package it so well. And they actually like give you a card of who actually packaged it. Unless
yeah,
you wanted to give them like a shout out, because it's something that I'm guessing they don't have their own independent store like a physical independent store, so they kind of want to like give a shout out to those, basically just to make their employees feel good, kind of get them up there,
yeah,
always try to be kind to those employees, especially during the holiday season.
exactly.
Hmm.
Yeah, and yeah, like I said, they release not just horror soundtracks. They release a bunch of other just random things too. Like they also recently released, I think they re-released it actually, the Edward Scissorhands soundtrack. I did purchase the Beetlejuice soundtrack from them. They came out with the soundtrack to the HBO show The Righteous Gemstones, which is very strange. It's a whole different thing, though. It's for a whole other topic, because it's just non-horror related at all. So we won't
Yeah,
discuss that, but definitely check them out. And like I said, they constantly re-release stuff all the time too, just because like a lot of the stuff is very popular. So they'll be like, oh, people responded really well to it. We're gonna re-release it like 2 months from now or something like that.
that's
So
really good.
yeah, but yeah, that's definitely one of many possible things that you can get as a horror gift for somebody or for yourself.
So for me, I am always a fan of supporting small businesses. So I recently went to Spooky Empire, the pop-up event, and of course I did it safely. Everybody was super safe about it. Like everything was spaced out. The dealer's room was spaced out. There was arrows for you to follow, so you can go to the dealership basically just to look at stuff and buy stuff from other small businesses. Wendy Guts was there, and I bought her a couple of things. I know that the first day didn't go so well for her, so that she closed early. But the next day, business definitely picked up for her, so good for her. But another small business I would like to talk about is Leviathan Artworks. It is, if you are a witchy person or you just like goth design outfits, they have like these shirts that are in the shape of tarot cards and witchy stuff and basically of mythical creatures. They have a lot of skulls, like a witch getting burned alive, but it looks very aesthetically pleasing. They have a Krampus shirt that says Gross von Krampus, and they also have Cthulhu and all that other, and they even have an alien abducting a skeleton. So they have a lot of really cool like designs, especially also a succubus shirt. And I see like a lot of cool stuff on here. I bought 2 shirts from them for my dad for Christmas. So definitely check out Leviathan Artworks. The shirts are retailing anywhere from $20 to $25. I don't know if he's doing this the same exact deal that he did in Spooky Empire, but he said if you buy 2 of his shirts, you get, instead of paying $50 or 45, oh no, $50 or 55, you're actually paying 45 for both shirts, for 2
Mm,
shirts. So if you guys want to check them out, always support small businesses. Of course, on top of Wendy Guts. And that's something that you can get for someone who is witchy in your life or that likes really goth stuff, like
yeah.
me.
And also going kind of jumping on the same bandwagon in terms of small businesses and clothing related businesses. Um, there are two stores that I have shopped from a couple of times now from that I found through Instagram, and they are Studio House Designs and Graveyard Goods, and their clothes are so cool. Like they the only issue with them is that a lot of the stuff they do is limited releases. So like once it sells out, and you don't know if they're ever going to bring it back. Every once in a while they will, but very rarely do they ever do that. But in terms of the quality of the clothing, it's very good quality. The designs are really cool. Like I have bought, and I'm not ashamed to say I bought way too many things from them at this point. Like I have purchased an American Psycho shirt. I purchased a Hellraiser shirt, um, a Conjuring shirt. I just recently purchased their X Files collection that came out, which was really really cool. And there's different types of clothing. So they sell T-shirts, they sell long sleeve shirts, they sell hoodies, hats, and they even sell like pajama pants, like lounge pants, and they're all really really cool. I'm personally a fan of the long sleeve shirts just because they add like little designs on the sleeves and such. Like I think my favorite one is the Hellraiser shirt because it has like all these chains here, and then
Oh,
on
that's cool.
right before like the piping on the sleeve here on the wrist, it'll say Jesus wept, and I'm like, that is perfection. That's how you get people pissed off at you, and I love it.
Oh my God. I mean, my inner Christian is screaming, but at the same time, my little devil is
It's
like,
Hellraiser
yes.
though.
Oh God, I know. It's just, the little bit of the Christian in me, just teensy bit, just the one
Meanwhile,
that's holding on to dear life as I'm converting myself more to the devil. I swear to God. I'm sorry for you guys who are, I don't know what accent this is, but that's how close I am to the devil. All right, I'm good.
This went on like a whole tangent there. I'm just expecting you to be like, we're gonna pray. We're gonna release the devil.
No, hail Satan. Going for the
Oh
wrong
man.
team, I assume.
But yeah, those two stores, I would definitely check out. And again, based on what I said earlier, because their shirts only come out for a limited time, it's kind of a good way, like to get somebody a gift and be like, hey, like this might not come back. Like it can be something a little bit more unique in that aspect as well.
Yeah,
Because
that's
like,
really
I managed
cool
to get you
though.
the shirt that was only available for like 2 days, and like that kind of stuff. So
Yeah,
it's yeah. So if you know somebody that likes to wear Horde, like display it proudly, then you can never go wrong with both those stores.
that sounds good. I think I might want to check that. That's just
Yeah.
me though. So for me, I don't know of a lot of. The thing is, like, I shop for mainly. I know this is very stereotypical, very usual. Is Hot Topic. They always have a lot of horror selections. There is a lot of cool stuff, such as Chucky and The Exorcist playing cards. They also have a whole bunch of shirts. They also have like this set that I'm obsessed with, and I'm currently looking at right now of Frankenstein. That the one side of the hoodie, and they also have with the pants that go with it. One side of the hoodie is white, and it's the monster. Then the other side is Bride, which is in black, and it's like they both
Ooh,
have both of those like their faces like back to back, and it's like cut out in the half, so it's like literally so cool.
I
They
like
have a
that.
limited supply right now, and they're doing like this sale that is 30% off, and I'm like obsessed with it. So like yeah, if you guys want to buy that, I suggest you do it really pronto. But they also have like this thing, that Junji Ito design that everybody has been obsessed
Yes.
with.
Yes.
So they have a whole bunch of those. So if you guys are also obsessed with Junji Ito, I know that it's not something that's commonly sold since Hot Topic got a hold of it. So definitely check out a lot of the gifts on Hot Topic. They have a whole bunch of awesome sales before Christmas, so do not miss that out.
Yeah, I guess if you're looking for disturbing, horrific Japanese art, you cannot go wrong with Junji Ito because his stuff is literally the stuff of nightmares.
Literally insane.
But it
I
is
didn't know what it was
beautiful.
until someone had to explain it to me.
Yeah,
And I was like, why is everybody
like
so obsessed with this? I don't understand.
I have a friend who's obsessed with it and like would constantly post stuff on his Instagram story about it. I'm like, what am I looking like? I had to like message him like, what is this? Like, you are capturing my mind, but at the same time I'm terrified, but tell me what it is.
For
So
sure.
it's definitely very, very interesting horror Japanese art.
Yeah, I'm all for the twisted. I'm all for the gore. I'm all for that. But this is just some trippy shit.
Yeah, it's
Like,
like
it would not go well.
next is it's not like in your face. It's just like unnerving. It's like one of those things where like the more you stare at it, like the weirder it gets, type of thing.
Yeah, for
Yeah,
sure. So
but
definitely, if you guys
anyway,
are
I feel
feeling
like
that, go check that out.
yeah, I think at one point we should do like a whole episode just on Junji Ito. I guess I would love to do
A
that
whole reaction
just to
video.
discuss Junji Ito.
A whole reaction.
Yes, that would be amazing. But moving on now to a different set of gifts that you could purchase for somebody or for yourself. Um, let's say you like to you got your horror clothes, you got your horror music, but now you want to have your horror collection around you in your house. There are plenty of amazing things that you can purchase. I'm personally a big fan of action figures. I like collecting action figures and things like that of that nature, like Funko Pops and that kind of thing. And ever since I saw them as a kid, and I see them all the time now, is Nika's action reels, like horror figures.
Mhm.
They are insanely detailed action figures. They're super varied. They keep coming out with a bunch of stuff, different variants of the same like characters. Like my main goal right now is to try to get one of each of the slashers, which isn't that hard of a goal to reach just because they have made at least like 15 different types of each one.
Oh,
But
nice.
it's like trying to find the one that you like the most. Because they have had a contract with everybody. Like, they've made Texas Chainsaw, they've made Child's Play, Trick or Treat, which was my last purchase. I did get a little Sam. He's adorable. They Friday the 13th, Hellraiser, Nightmare on Elm Street, like pretty much any big horror franchise, they've made some sort of action figure for it. And for those of us that are also Horror Nights fans, they did come out with a Bill and Ted action figure set.
Oh,
And
that's cool.
they're so cool because their clothing is completely fabric, so it's all like fabric clothing, and they're holding their guitars and everything, so you could have wild stallions in your house. So that's always nice. And
That's so cool.
yeah, and like I said, they sell not even like horror stuff. Like they started selling a bunch of different sci-fi things too. Like they're selling Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles stuff, Back to the Future stuff, Predator, Alien, like pretty much anything really at this point. So it's a good way to like display. They're postable. They're very detailed, so you can like post them however you want and like show them off however you want. And I mean, I personally love collecting them. That's just me though.
That's cool.
Yeah, and I'll leave links to their websites and everything that we've discussed. We'll leave links to, so you guys can check those out and take a look at them and stuff. But
I need to get more horror figures because I barely have any. I only have like maybe 2, if you would consider them horror. What?
yeah, like
Another thing that you could get for someone, I mean, if you were considered to that category, Universal Studios, the actual theme park, actually has a gizmo that can sing, and he's like
that's right,
$30,
they
and
do.
he's amazing. I actually have one, so for you guys that are watching on YouTube, you guys aren't going to see it, and if you guys are on podcast, I'm sorry for your ears. That's
Oh, look at him, so
and
cute.
he sings. So
That's really cool.
and he does it one more time. Yeah.
And now that's the singing gizmo. Now, if you're on a budget, you can't spend that much. You can also get a little tiny gizmo.
Yeah,
He's
I think mine
adorable.
is retailing for $32. He dances, but right now the battery's kind of dying.
Mm,
But he also dances. But if you guys are up on a budget, like Yusuf said, how much did
yeah,
he order?
because this one is about half the price. This one's about 15,
Yes,
and
so
he's still
that one half,
adorable.
this one sings. So he's adorable, and I'm totally obsessed with him. I actually kept it cut out with all the rules, so I leave it like right next to him. So, just in case someone wants to do things with my Mogwai, they can't do that. They have to remember the rules and whatnot. But if you guys are the ones to get crafty, if you're a corpse bride nerd like me, men take notes, please. If you're planning to propose to your woman and she's a corpse bride fanatic, I would suggest buying a skeleton hand, buying a black platform, and sticking a skeleton hand onto the platform. Trust me, it's gonna look freaking weird. But instead of using a box, you can actually put the ring on the skeleton hand and decorate it with blue flowers and
Ooh.
close to her that way. So because her blue flowers represent her, of course, if you want to add some blue butterflies there, definitely a cool thing. But if you guys aren't thinking specifically on Corpse Bride, you guys can definitely do a themed after any movie that she likes, whether it be Edward Scissorhands, whether it be Nightmare Before Christmas, After Sally. So it all really depends.
Yeah, it's very versatile, so you can pretty much just customize it however you want. It's pretty
Yeah,
cool.
if you're planning to propose to her, of course, or just do something cute, a promise ring, I guess.
Yeah, just be
Don't be
romantic about
scared
it.
of commitment. Don't be like other men.
Oh man.
I can hear the riots of the men in the comments right now.
Whatever. Let them
How dare
riot.
you?
Let them have their riots. Now, this next suggestion that I have for you, it's a little iffy just because it's only applicable to you if you live in Florida or like the Central Florida area. But it is a store that I came across through Instagram, and I've been to not recently because they haven't been doing a lot of stuff because of the whole situation that's been going on right now. But they're called Prometheus Esoterica, and they sell the best way to describe. Okay, here's the best way to describe this store. It is Borgin and Burke's from Diagon Alley, from Nocturne Alley, but you can actually buy what you see as the props. Like they sell like shrunken heads. They sell like old baby dolls. Like what's the word I'm looking for? Oh my gosh. Taxidermy. You can buy like taxidermy animals and all that kind of stuff. You can buy like really it's just like a bunch of old creepy stuff that you would find in like a haunted house. So if you want to decorate your house to like make it look like it's really haunted and you live in the Central Florida area, Prometheus is Esoteric is a really, really cool place to find all that kind of stuff.
So basically, you're calling out to Norman Bates.
I guess.
Because that's the only, unless that our listener is one of them, is kind of low key, kind of like a Norman. That's still kind of cool just to be able to decorate your house all as if it was all haunted, especially with like the taxidermy, the shrunken. I know that there's some people who are into that stuff, so for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah. So I think we've discussed a good amount of horror related gifts from like a music standpoint, from a clothing standpoint, from a collecting standpoint. But now we want to talk about horror gifts from the activity standpoint, like your video games, your board games, and your
Drinking games, those are my
yeah.
favorite. It reminds me one time during HHN at home when we were all scheduled to watch Bride of Frankenstein at our own time, streaming on Peacock, by the way. And they said, take a shot every time you see the bride. Literally the dumbest comment. I was like, but I know they were being funny. And then they're like, spoiler alert, you're not going to get very drunk. So definitely don't play that. But I know that one of the favorite drinking games is putting a Santa hat over whatever
Oh
upper you have
yeah,
whichever corner. So every time it falls under someone, like basically in the camera, the hat falls under there. You have to take a shot. So that's a game that you could play, especially with a horror film. You know how many like characters when they're hiding from a killer, like they stand in the corner of the
yeah,
screen, basically hiding, literally gold. And if you're inviting instead of, I mean, if you do it with your family, sure, but if you're just celebrating, basically Christmas with a whole bunch of horror friends, and you guys want to do something fun, maybe that's something you guys can think about, and probably make fun of the bad decisions in horror films that always happen, such as, "Hello, is anyone there?"
yeah.
So, yeah, like they expect the killer to answer back. So it's like,
Yeah,
yeah,
I would do that. I'd be like, every time you see a horror trope, take a shot. You like somebody doing that, or like somebody running up the stairs, or having sex in a slasher movie. Like every time that happens, that you know that somebody's gonna die, you take a shot.
yeah.
And now,
I
if you
would
really want to
recommend
step
not
it up,
watching
though,
series.
yeah. Now,
Like American Horror Story 1984, like y'all would be in the hospital. Y'all need to be hydrated through a tube. It's gonna be
now,
bad.
now, if you want lightning around, and if you want to like straight up live in a hospital, like check yourself into the hospital beforehand. Do it for a Rob Zombie movie and be like, every time somebody says "fuck," take a shot.
Man, Jonathan's gonna like that one, but instead of like
He
actual
takes like
shots, he's
sips of
just
Buzz
taking
Cola.
shots of the cherry, just
He takes like shots of Buzz Cola.
yeah, Buzz Cola. Love you, Jonathan.
He just has like a table just filled with like little
Yeah,
medicine cups of Buzz Cola. He's like, well,
so I want
that's time to watch
theme.
House of a Thousand Corpses.
Basically, I want theme park bar to literally host that party, though. I want
I
him to host
would
that party
love to. I would
so
love
bad.
to go to that party.
Yeah, he'll be serving all the freaking drinks, so we all be literally in our chairs,
Just
just
blitzed.
blitz the fuck out. He does some pretty awesome drinks though. Like I've been wanting to try some of his recipes. But if you guys have not checked out his Christmas recipes that he has been doing recently, please check him out. He's awesome. He's literally so friendly, and oh my gosh, the interactions with him have been unreal. Especially like with him trying to help me figure out with the eggnog. Because I still haven't actually tried pure eggnog. I tried the latte from Starbucks,
Mm,
but it was watered down. So I'm trying to try his actual recipe to actually try if I really like eggnog or not. But it's gonna be obviously spiked, not the non-alcoholic. But apparently alcoholic is the way to do it. But I don't know, which is
I
good.
mean, look at Coquito. So,
'Cause I like coquito better, but I mean, I don't know. Like I said, I've never tried eggnog, and I have what
hmm.
2 days until Christmas.
Quick fact here, actually, for those of you who don't know, we're both Puerto Rican, and our Christmas drink is Coquito, which is literally a Puerto Rican version of eggnog, but it's made with rum,
Yeah,
and it is to die for. It is
yeah,
delicious.
for sure.
Nothing gets you quite into the Christmas spirit like rum.
Yeah, I used to like it virgin, and I never used to like it with rum. But I guess I was like,
I
I'll
like
go.
both, honestly. Like I
Yeah,
would, if you had to, if you held a gun to my head and said pick one, I'd be like, give me the alcohol. But
exactly.
every once in a while, when I just wanted the taste of Coquito, I'll be like, I'll take the virgin one because it's still got a really good taste to it.
Yeah, it kind of reminds me of pina colada, but not
A little
really.
bit,
Kind of
yeah. It's
like
like pina
weird.
colada with
Yeah,
like, I think with like more of like a coconut flavor and like a little bit of cinnamon to it,
yeah.
depending on how you make
Mhm.
it. Yeah.
Yeah, so
But anyway,
that's another gift idea. You know how many people are selling coquito like literally like no tomorrow during this
yeah.
time? If
Oh
you
yeah.
have Puerto Rican friends or that are like horror, like coquito, literally that's a slam deal right there. Like they're
Oh
literally
yeah.
selling bottles and bottles and bottles,
Like
literally.
Like Puerto Rican families at Christmas time, they turn into breweries at one point when they just make so much coquito.
And another thing, Puerto Ricans, we only celebrate Christmas until mid-January. So sorry, you're gonna have to deal with my ass until mid-January. I mean, not on
Yep.
Twitter. Though. I'm sorry, I'm not gonna make you guys put you through that. But that's literally what's gonna happen in my household if you
Oh
guys
yeah, same here.
for sure.
It's not over until like the 7th or 8th of January, really.
No, it's the 14th.
Oh, that's right. So it is the
Yeah,
14th. Yeah,
because
that's right.
after
Jeez.
Christmas in Puerto Rico, it's the we have a festival called La San Sebastian or La Sanse. If you guys have not seen that festival, normally in downtown, literally they make this entire concert for families to come enjoy their time. Basically, it's almost like inviting spring, but it's like a family. It's like the grand finale of Christmas.
Yeah.
There's no Christmas lights or anything. It's just straight partying with your family. It's kind of
Yeah, it's just like the kind of like this whole spirit of like togetherness and family and that kind of stuff. Yeah.
yeah, that's essentially what it is.
Yeah.
I mean, I know it celebrates another guy, but I don't know quite that history. Sorry, disgrace of the Puerto Rican, but I know the culture to that extent, at least from my
Yeah.
actual roots.
But anyway, aside from all of our whole thing going into our
Christmas
culture there,
feel.
another great little horror gift that you can get for somebody, and I've seen this at Target a few times. I just haven't bit the bullet and bought it already, just because outside of Vania and currently with the whole things going on, I don't feel comfortable inviting too many people over to my house or anything. But the Universal Monsters board game, because it looks like so much fun. It looks so cool with like all the little pieces and like all the monsters and stuff.
Yeah, and it
Yeah.
looks like it would be such a fun time. I've never
Yeah.
seen it, but I'm pretty sure it's like a pretty cool looking design.
Yeah. I know.
Knowing how
Yeah.
Universal designs their stuff normally,
Oh
literally,
yeah.
it's always going to be
Like
phenomenal.
just the box itself is so nice because it's like it shows you like all the Universal monsters, but like almost like they're draped in neon,
Hmm.
and it looks really cool. And
That's
yeah,
really
and it's
cool.
not super expensive. It's like $30, I think.
Yeah,
And yeah, it's just I feel like it's such a great horror themed board game that you can just invite a couple friends over and just have fun playing Universal monsters.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Hey, yeah,
and
that's a lot of gifts, don't you think?
yeah, it's a lot of stuff.
I mean, you guys have 2 days. It's not like you guys. Most of you guys are annual pass holders. Most of you guys have access to stores. Most of you guys also work at malls. So I'm pretty sure if you guys want to make some last minute decisions and this gave you some ideas, go freaking do it before Christmas is here because
Yeah,
you only have so little limited amount of time left, and I feel like this month just flew by like no one's
it
freaking.
really did. Yeah,
I feel
like I
like
was.
November dragged, and then no, like December just like sped up. Like,
It's like here, bye.
yeah, here, bye, okay.
Yeah. But I think I have like one more little suggestion, and that's for those of you that have been following it on YouTube. You know that I also play horror games, like video games, and that's also a really good gift idea for horror nerds in your life, especially with a lot of the newer games that have been coming out, like Resident Evil 3, like Outlast, Dead by Daylight, which we still have to play at some point for the channel because
For
that's gonna be
sure.
fun.
I might do a
Um,
stream before this week is over, so
mm,
guys check that out because I've been trying to and I've been lazy and I'm sorry,
yeah.
but I have been playing more video games now, so hopefully that's an option soon.
And there's
Maybe
also
it's gonna be
like
me, maybe it's gonna be me and Yussef, we don't
yeah, and there's also for those of you that also like some of the multiplayer stuff, there's Friday the 13th, the game. They announced just recently that they're coming out with an Evil Dead game, which I'm very very excited for because you get to play as Ash or you get to play as um, I think one of the knights from Army of Darkness. I don't remember her. I think her name was Ruby from Ash vs. Evil Dead, and Ash's friend from the first Evil Dead. So it's like a 4-player like survive the like the what's the name of them? Jeez, I forgot the names of the people that come from the Necronomicon. I keep thinking
know.
Cenobites, but I'm like, no, that's Hellraiser.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I forgot the name. But anyway, you know what I'm trying to say. Deadites. There we go, Deadites. Just randomly came to me. But yeah, and then they also announced another game called Back for Blood, which is another 4-player game. This one is like a zombie apocalypse survival horror game.
You know what's the video game that people have been playing a lot?
Mm.
Aside from Among Us, we're not going to bring that into the conversation, CC. But of course, Phantasmagoria, I think it was like.
Oh
Uh,
yeah, I've been hearing a lot about Phantasmagoria. I haven't played it yet. I haven't even, like, funny enough, I keep hearing about it, but I have not seen a single video of it. I have no idea what the game is like at all.
I've seen some screenshots and it looks scary. I feel like this is a video game I can't play by myself because it looks really that dark, but I
Mm-hmm.
have to give it a shot one day. But definitely, like, if you guys want to give the gift of giving, just give a video game, a horror video game to someone who really
Yeah,
likes video games and horror. So those are a lot of your options. But if you can't give that, at least play it with someone by sharing your Steam account, which I know a lot of people do. But
yeah,
just lots and lots of horror fun.
yeah. But yeah, I think we ran a good list of gift giving ideas that people can mull over and decide what they want to do if they haven't had a chance to purchase anything yet, or they didn't know what to purchase for somebody just yet.
Yeah.
But yeah, I definitely think we got some good stuff put out there.
Yeah.
And yeah, like I said earlier, I think this is the third time I've said it now, but we'll leave all the links to everything on the description below for the YouTube channel, and um, once the podcast is up too, we'll put it on Twitter. I'll put like a link to all the stuff on Twitter as well.
That's a
But
lot of stuff.
yeah,
That's a lot
I
of
mean,
stuff.
like, I'll do like one post at a time, or like something like that, or I'll just do like a thread of it,
Yeah.
just so people have like a chance to, if you don't watch it on YouTube, you still get a chance to like go through all those stuff, like all the sites and stuff. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, I think we're gonna end this episode here.
Yeah. Sure.
We had a really good time talking about this. We had a good time finally getting back together and doing another episode. It's been too long. I felt like I was out
Yeah,
of
I
practice for a
know
little bit
that a
there.
lot of you guys are probably so tired. Sorry, did I put you on? Should we start that over?
You're good. We were
I
good.
know that you guys are, there's a lot of you, a lot. I'm not talking bad about the other podcasts, I swear. I know that everybody this week is doing Krampus, and we wanted to do something different. I
Yeah.
thought we would talk about Krampus because my current name is also Krampus Cultist for the holidays, but it's being changed back to HHN Cultist in January to go back to talk about all the craziness that might happen next year. But yeah, we decided not to do that because I know that you guys are going to be hearing a lot of that. And
Yeah.
just to do something different, nothing bad towards the other podcasts. I love
Oh, no,
listening to
no.
them. I love so yeah, I love them all, especially Cece and Beetlejuice. They're doing an amazing job at their podcast. So definitely check them out. So yeah, go ahead
Yeah.
and you say.
Yeah,
Sorry, I got
so in terms of finding the podcast and everything like that, you can find us on we're on Anchor, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube. Everything on there is going to be at as Sounds from the Grave. And then if you want to reach out to us on the socials, we are on Facebook, we're on Instagram, we're on Twitter. We're also on YouTube if you just want to leave comments on the videos and such on there too. And on everything on there, we're also known as Sounds from the Grave. And for you, Vania, where can we find you?
I am on YouTube and Twitter. On YouTube, I mostly do park vlogs or just event vlogs in general, for especially just for the Christmas season. I've been just covering little small Christmas events, but then I go back to doing my typical HHN content. I also do makeup looks, especially horror looks, Halloween Horror Nights inspired looks for just everything makeup. If you guys are into that, just follow me at HHN Cultist in both YouTube and Twitter. I update on Twitter very frequently. So just check me out, and if you guys want to reach out to me.
Yeah. And then I'm going to throw my own stuff out there because I'm doing some other stuff on the side too. I started my other YouTube channel. That one's mostly like sci-fi and fantasy stuff. Like right now, I haven't had a chance to, but I was playing through some of the Star Wars games. I've done a little bit of stuff on Twin Peaks and X-Files. So if you're into that kind of stuff, like sci-fi, fantasy, check that out. It's just literally my name on YouTube, just Yussef Sabat. And just follow my personal Twitter, which is at itbeyusef. And then also follow my personal Instagram, which is Yussef1220. And yeah, do that.
I know that's a lot of socials, but we update very frequently on all of them.
Yeah,
It's not bad.
we try our best to be active.
Yusef has been very quiet with Sounds from the Grave because
Yeah,
I
just
typically
because.
don't have access to that Twitter, but hopefully I can, when he's not on it, I can start also getting on those as well. Just trying
Yeah, I've just been so busy recently. I haven't had a chance to update anything. Plus, she knows about this, and certain people know about this. I messed up my phone. That's all I'm gonna say. And I had to get a new phone. That's why I wasn't really on Twitter on a regular basis. You know why? Let's just not bring it up because it's embarrassing.
Yeah.
But yeah, now that I'm a little bit less busy, things are starting to like calm down at work and like personal wise. I'm definitely going to be updating some more stuff as we go on. But yeah, I really hope you guys enjoyed the podcast, and please reach out to us if there's something that you want us to talk about, or if you have questions about anything that we talked about. Don't be afraid, and we'll answer any questions or reply to whatever you send us.
All right. And also, guys, I would like to wish you guys a happy holidays and a happy new year. So, you guys, please be safe and also keep being spooky.
Yeah. Happy holidays and happy new year, everybody.
All right. Bye.
Bye.